Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest is Impact Wrestling's Ultimate Vanessa, a member of the Bullet Club, former X-Division champion and current Impact World Tag Team champion. Please give up for Chris Bey. Before we begin, by the way, mate, can I please get a too sweet? I have to do it.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be right if we didn't start without one.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. But thank you for coming on, mate. I know you do have a busy schedule. So before I talk about some of your highlights in Impact Wrestling, I actually want to talk to you about something that's happening tomorrow, where you,
Yeah.
Ace Austin, and Kenta, for the club, go to war against Rich Swann, Kazarian, and the current Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. What can the fans expect on this week's episode of Impact?
They can expect a lot of high-paced action. You throw a lot of mixed styles in that ring with the likes of everyone you just mentioned, myself and Ace and Kenta, who showed that we work as a well-oiled machine when we defeated Time Machine at No Surrender. We've proven that already. Then you got, TNA Impact legends like Frankie Kazarian, who are back in the mix now and showing people that he's still doing this modern day with the top-level stars. That's why he's in there with Chris Bey. That's why he's in there with Ace Austin, and that's why he's teaming with our world champion, the walking weapon, and former world champion Rich Swann. So it's going to be high pace, high action, a lot of intensity. You can expect a little bit of everything, but you can also expect Bullet Club to win because that's what we do.
That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I do like the other guys though, but I mean, too sweet, man. I have to say it. But no, that's cool, man. Another match that did actually recently happen. You and Ace Austin winning the World Tag Team Championships, Impact, against the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, what a tag team they are. One hell of a match, by the way. How is this moment for you? I mean, you and Ace Austin, you gel so well as a tag team, roughly the same age. You've both got something to prove, but you just, honestly, your styles just mesh so well.
Yeah, man. It was great mixing it up with the Machine Guns for the tag titles. It's been great wrestling them, for the better part of the last 2 years. I've gotten in the ring with them with Jay White, a couple of times, and to get in the ring with them with Ace when we first started versus where we are now, night and day difference. But we're always learning in the ring with the Machine Guns. They're literally the best tag team in the world, if you ask me. Outside of Ace and myself now, who have the proof with these championships.
Yeah.
But they're literally the best. They're as good as it gets. So to have that moment and share that moment with those guys was very special. And I hope we continue to create moments that our fans can love and that the world of wrestling can love. And you can
Also
always check
means
us out on Impact, man. Check
also
us out
means you'll
on
be one more
Access.
step away from the Triple Crown.
Yeah. Ace and myself both now. So, I think we both are hungry young talent who are striving for greatness. And this was just something to check off our bucket list. But at the same time, it's not something that we'll use as just a stepping stone. We will,
Absolutely. I can
defend
imagine you
these
two being quite
championships.
competitive as well at the
For
same time.
sure.
But competitive is quite good, brings the best out of you.
For sure.
That's awesome, man. I want to go back a little bit when, I mean, the world at the time, it was a bit uncertain, but Impact was still producing wrestling. And there was a show, Slammiversary, where you actually won the X-Division Championship against Willie Mack. Now, I know there wasn't any fans, but how did it still feel winning it, your first title in Impact Wrestling, if you think about the names that have held that belt as well?
Yeah. So the funny story is, because there was no fans, it didn't really feel too real,
Yeah.
I got back to the back and I shot a promo, and I think when I went on my phone and I saw the internet, live pay-per-view, I saw the internet reacting to it. It felt a little bit more real, but it didn't really set in until I was on my way back to the hotel and I went on Google, X Division champion, because I wanted to see like how many people exactly have held the belt, like the full number. And it said, first champion AJ Styles, current champion Chris Bey. And I remember reading that and like sitting in the car with the X Division title next to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is real. Like, yeah, this is as real as it gets right here." I think I didn't sleep at all that night. I just kind of stared at the belt all night. It was very surreal, man, especially to do it at Slammiversary and do it against an opponent that I respect like Willie Mack. It was awesome.
He's awesome, man. That's one thing as well. I think us fans, we forget you wrestlers are actually fans as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Well, I had been teased for a while. You officially joining the Bullet Club. Um, you will actually end up joining in the summer of 2001, where you beaten Juice Robinson and Jay White, who you just mentioned not long ago, presented you with a T-shirt. Now, I want to know if you could talk us through this moment and what does being in the Bullet Club mean to you?
Man, it's the stamp that you're one of the cool kids, you know? Like
Hmm.
everybody can call themselves the cool kids, or everyone can say, you know, the cool kids don't deem themselves cool, or whatever you want to say about the phrase cool kids. But everyone knows that Bullet Club is the coolest faction in pro wrestling. Everybody knows
Yeah,
they're the
man.
most dominant faction in pro wrestling. So to get that stamp of approval and to be added to the Bullet Club, it just shows that I'm doing the right type of work, you know, like it's one thing to be brought in and maybe someone's like, yeah, you should be the leader, or you should be this, or
Mm,
you should be that. Just to be a part of it in the first place proves that the work that I do is great work, and that it's not being, you know, unnoticed because they
mm,
put me with the best in the world. So it's another cap in my feather, but it was awesome, man. It's another thing that didn't really seem real until it really felt real, and I
mm.
think it probably felt real after I dropped my first shirt. You know, like
Yeah, and when you got the
once we
logo
dropped
in
the
your
finesse
tights,
club.
and
Yeah,
yeah, Finesse
yeah,
Club, you know, you got your own brand as well within the Bullet Club. I mean, you must be making
yeah.
that sweet Bullet Club merchandise money. Like, yeah. I mean, share the love,
That is how
everybody.
this goes. Yeah, that is exactly how this goes. So I'm no complaints on my side.
Can I be a member somehow? My pockets at the moment a bit
Ah,
empty.
yeah. We've got this process. Process. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Oh, we'll talk after, mate. Don't worry. I'll hand my
Yeah,
CV in. You
yeah,
you know people, I know people. That's fine, mate. We can
yeah,
talk.
yeah. We'll
Um,
do it off cam.
I want to talk about some of your moments and impacts. I mean, obviously, you've been around for a couple of years now, X Division, former X Division champion, current Impact World Tag Team champion. I'd like to know what have been some of your other highlights that stand up to you, sort of like top of your head. I know, like, you don't want to go necessarily detail with all the matches you had because they've been brilliant, and my time is limited with you, unfortunately. But just ones that, oh yeah, yeah, straight away that pops up when you talk about Chris Bey in Impact Wrestling.
Well, aside from winning titles,
Mhm.
my main event at Final Resolution 2020 with Rich Swann was special for the World
Yeah.
Championship. That was very special to me. Also, I had a my first Ultimate X match, Slammiversary 2021,
Mm.
right before I joined Bullet Club. Another very special match. You know, our first show having live fans back and doing this Ultimate X match, and you know, I debuted the Bay and Jerry's Chunky Donkey gear, which you know still a lot of people's favorite gear of mine, and you know, being in there with a lot of stars that were in that match, like it was just a
Mm.
cool, very cool experience. And then also, I'd say you know my match with Kushida from a couple weeks
That was
back.
brilliant. Yeah, last I know you was unsuccessful. That was fucking quality. Sorry to swear, but that was
Yeah,
brilliant that match. I mean,
yeah,
it's just I know it's only a TV match, but like, oh mate, it'd have been a pay per view.
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great match,
Oh
and I love when stuff just works the way that worked. You
yeah,
know.
I would get more of that, mate. Honestly, that was so good. That match, loved it.
Yeah,
I mean, that just stood out to me. I think I actually watched that like not too long ago. I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. And then when I got told I was interview, I was like, yes.
I love it.
But no, that's cool, man. That's cool. I want to ask if you was to recruit for the Bullet Club. So roles have been reversed. I'm not saying you're the leader, but you got to pick someone from Impact Wrestling, maybe even a musician, actually, maybe outside the roster. But because I know you're obviously into your music, you know, still like keeping yourself busy. But if you could pick someone that you think would suit the Bullet Club, who would you have in mind?
Man, if we went outside of wrestling, I'd say like Post Malone. I think he'd be awesome in the
Really,
Bullet Club. Yeah,
massive
he's
wrestling fan,
he's,
to be fair.
and he's a rock star. So like
Yeah,
you know, Bullet Club is full of rock stars. So the more rock stars we can add, the better. If we're talking inside of wrestling, if we're talking inside of Impact specifically,
hmm
uh, there's been a few people that I've always like you know said positive things about wanting to add to Bullet Club. I always thought that Bullet Club needed you know a female, so I always was pitching Tasha Steeles for a while. You know,
yeah,
in Bullet Club, I thought she would be a super cool fit, and you know the Flavor and Finesse gang could have been a thing. You know, there's money on the table there, but I think we have who we need right now at
Yeah.
Impact. You know, we got myself, we got Ace, and then we've got our guys like Kento who can come in and shift stuff, and LP was coming in the past, and we have our guys
Chase
where we
Owen, Bad
need
Luck
right
Fale,
now.
and and
Yeah,
it's still growing at the same time. But as it is, I really like the trio, by the way, of you, Kenta, and ASOS, and I don't know, it just works. I
yeah.
really like it. I didn't know if Kenta
Agreed.
would do that well in the Class One, but it's just wow, he really suits it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Nah, he's awesome, my man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, Chris Bey. Thank you very much for your time. I want to also wish you good luck against the Mighty Duck Neil. I know that's around the corner. So for the listeners out there, if you want to keep up to date, not just with Chris Bey, but Impact Wrestling's content, past, present, future, you can do so. Impact on DAZN, Impact Plus, and Insiders as well. But if there's any message you want to give as well, Chris Bey, to your fans or Impact listeners as well.
Make sure you go get those platforms. Make sure if you don't have Impact Plus or you don't have Ultimate Insiders, you get DAZN. Make sure you check out Impact Wrestling, because I promise you, it'll be your favorite wrestling program that you've ever watched. As soon as you watch a full episode, you're going to have a blast where you're going to find all your new favorite characters. You're going to see all my greatest matches and all my great matches to come. So check us out on Ultimate Insiders. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dashing Chris Bey. I'll also post clips and highlights from the show there. So if you don't catch it all, or you someone who needs to be hooked in, I got the hooks for you. Nice. I'll post those. You can come over and check us out. It'll be sweet. It'll be just too sweet.
Nice, man. And you got your own vlog as well that I'll see.
Yeah. Bay Days is out there. And we've got music too. So stream the music while you watch Impact Wrestling on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Pandora, all that stuff.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for your time. As I said at the beginning, I know it's limited here, but thank you for making time. If the listeners can like this video, follow Chris Bey on his social media handles. I'll put them in the description below. If you can follow me on my social media handles, that would be awesome as well. If you can also subscribe to this channel and see who I've got lined up next, and I might have even cool guests. Might not be as cool as Chris Bey, but we'll see what I can do. But I hope you all have a good week, and take care, everyone. Thank you. Hello there. I've got a special announcement for my next guest.
I am the ultimate finesser, your girl's favorite wrestler, Bullet Club Zone and Impact Wrestling's one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Chris Bey, and you are on What Do You Call It podcast. Listen up right now.
You heard also too sweet.